So in 2022, I went through a rough year. And when I say year, I mean the whole year. Like I got sick early in January of 2022, and it was just like a snowball effect throughout the whole year. And by the time December came, I already had thoughts of ending my life. What's up, YouTube? Saw Jay. Like always, man, I'm not gonna keep you guys. And so I'm hoping to help anyone that might be going through like a depressive state or going through a rough year, and just trying to share my story, right? So in 2022, I got real sick at the beginning of the year in January, and I wound up getting COVID. I wound up losing a lot of weight. I'm gonna try to go through the whole year because I don't want to hold you guys, like I said, but I wound up losing a whole bunch of weight. I lost like 60 pounds. And that was in January. By February, I had lost 50 pounds. By March, I had lost 60. And by May, I had torn my meniscus. And so I had to have surgery. So besides me getting sick and then I'm having surgery, at the time I was working for a company, I'm not going to say the name. And it's just so crazy that as soon as I had my surgery, like 2 weeks after I had my surgery, and mind you, this is meniscus surgery, so it's going to take a while to even walk and everything. And I had complications with my knee. But as soon as I had it, literally like 2 weeks later, I get an email from my job saying that they're firing me, that they're letting me go because I missed too many days. Now, mind you, before that, I had got approved for my medical leave, but I didn't know that they only approved me for like 2 weeks, which makes no sense. But anyway. So they wound up letting me go. Mind you, now I don't have a job. Now I can't even walk. Like my wife is helping me get up the stairs and my kids and everything. She's bringing me food. And I'm still being sick. I'm still not able to eat. I'm still not able to keep my weight on. I done lost, all this weight. And I was like real heavy into fitness before that happened. And so just seeing my body deplete like that, it really took a toll on me. And so long story short, I tried to physically get back to it and everything. And it took me so long. I had complications with my knee. And so my knee was supposed to be healed within 6 weeks. And it literally took like 4 months. And so it was a rough year, right? Now, mind you, I don't have any money. I'm kind of dependent on my wife's income. We have a home. We're trying to pay the bills. We don't want to leave our home. Our kids have school and they have their own rooms. We don't want to have to move and everything. And so a lot was put on me and I wasn't able to stand up. Like I wasn't literally and figuratively. So by the time December came, my birthday is in December, Christmas in December, Christmas is coming, and I literally don't have nothing. I don't have nothing to send my kids. I don't have nothing to buy them with, and we are like real big on making Christmas very memorable for our kids. So that alone just kind of took me under. And on top of that, me and my wife was having issues and everything, and because I'm being depressed and I'm not helping, and she's trying to do everything on her own. So I started thinking in my mind I have life insurance, right? I don't have anything to give right now. I can't even clean the house. I can't get up. I don't have anything. And so I started for some reason thinking that most likely my family would be better off if I wasn't here. At the time I had like close to $1 million policy and everything with the company I was working with. And so I really started thinking it, and I started thinking it a lot and a lot and a lot. And like almost every day in December, I thought of it. And when my birthday came close to my birthday, I was going to turn 40, and that's 2022. And by the time I turned 40, I wanted my life to look a certain type of way, right? And I told myself that by the time I turned 40, this has to happen. And it did not at all. And so that on top of that just put me into such a state to where I really was like, it sucks to even think it. Like, my kids would probably be better off without me being there. My wife would be better off without me being there. If I lose my life, and now they're getting paid $900,000 or whatever the case, 850, I think it was, that can really change their lives. And that's all I was really thinking. Like, they can really like get the best foot forward and like do what they have to do and really change their lives. And they don't have to worry about taking care of me. They don't have to worry about my issues, my baggage, my upbringing that's always causing issues with my future and my decision making. Because when you grow up in certain environments, it really takes a toll on you. Growing up in poverty, growing up around violence, growing up around drugs, like, it really takes a toll on you. And you don't really know it until you get older, and then you kind of realize like, oh shoot, okay, I really have issues. Right? So I really started thinking that. And I don't want to make it too much about my situation. I want to kind of just help other people, but I just want it to be known that, sometimes you do go through things, and in your mind, you don't really see an outlet. You don't see things getting better or you making things better. See, with a man, we have to have purpose. We have to have some kind of plan, something that makes us feel like we have a purpose and we are worth something to our family. It's important. We have it inside of us. You know what I'm saying? And so as a man, as a real man, like somebody who really takes responsibility, like for their family, who really loves their wives and who really loves their kids and wants the best for them, a real man needs purpose. He needs to be able to take care of his family. And so I wasn't able to do that, like in no fashion. And so it really put me in a place to where I didn't want to be here if I didn't have a purpose. So fast forward, I kind of get through that situation. I call on some friends. I try to talk to certain people. And I focused more so on my children. In my mind, and this is just being 100% honest with you guys, I love you guys. So in my mind, I thought my wife would be fine. She's a woman. She's beautiful. She'll be fine. She might be hurting for like a year, like, just sad. But with her having all this money and still having her youth, she was only in her 30s. And so in my mind, I'm like, she could easily find someone, But my kids, I know what it feels like not to have a father around. And the funny thing is, like, I kept thinking about how often I would tell people, man, if I had my mom around in my adult life, and if I had my father around in my childhood and my adult life, like, my whole life would be different. Like, everything in my life would be absolutely different. You know what I'm saying? I lost my mom when I turned to be a adult. I lost my mom at 22. So all of my 20s, all of my 30s, I didn't have that person. I didn't have somebody in my corner. I didn't have somebody talking to me. I didn't have somebody familiar. You know what I'm saying? And so everything was about my family, my wife, my new family, her family. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens usually with most men. Most men, go to a family, they create their own family, and they help take care of their wife. You know what I'm saying? And, possibly her family and stuff. So it motivated me to try to keep going. It motivated me to think more so of, okay, how important is just the presence of me being here compared to the finances of me being here, the financial state of me being here. So I'm all about numbers, right? And so if you're going through depression, if you're going through a state, if you're feeling like all of a sudden, you want to end your life, just understand if you give your child, if you have children, because that was my motivation. I'm just telling you how I got through it. If you have children, and let's say you give your child $1 million, that's $1 million, right? And your child is, I'll say, between 17 and 19. You know what I'm saying? Starting their life. Now they have $1 million to basically do whatever they want to do with it. If they have the right guidance, of course the money can stretch. But if they don't even have you there to even teach them or talk to them about what to do with that money, if they try to work it out, it might last, maybe 5-10 years, right? But After that, I don't see anything that would be more beneficial to a child than having their parents around. Having someone around that has your back. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the things I tell my kids all the time is that I don't never want you to feel like you will ever be alone in life. So whenever you're afraid, whenever you're scared, whenever you're going through a situation, whenever you don't have money and this bill has to be paid, or you feel like you might get kicked out, just understand you will never, ever have to feel alone as long as I'm alive. Right? And when I tell them that, just seeing their eyes like light up and a lot of relief on their shoulders kind of lessens, it allows me to know that it's very important. Just your presence there is very important. And so just me doing that, I feel that if I gave my kids money, me being there every day to motivate them, to keep them inspired, to have somebody that's in their corner. Because even if you have a lot of money, it still doesn't mean that you're going to have all great friends around you. You're not going to have like a great circle. You might have just people around you that just have their hands out. But a parent loved the kid before the kid even knew who he was. Before my daughter that's in college even knew her name, I loved her. I loved her little face. I loved her hands. I loved her fingernails. Like, she didn't even know those existed. She just was a baby and just was like shocked to even be here. So before she even knew who she was, before she even knew about her talents, about what she likes about herself, I was here. I was loving on her. I was there every day. So just them knowing that somebody has their back every single day of their lives, that they can call if they ever go through any bad situation, finances, relationship wise, like, that's super important, yo. That's super important. And I know that firsthand because I didn't have that. And so if you're going through something like that, if you're going through a depressive state, try to focus on the people that you love the most, and understand that if you're being a great person to these people, just you being in their lives is so much more priceless than any kind of amount of money you can give them. Just me telling my kids that no matter what you go through, you will never be alone. Even when you get married, you don't have to worry. And I've told my daughter that, like, when you get married, you don't have to worry about taking shit from any man, because you will never be alone. You will never be on the streets. You will never not have to have somebody to call to come pick you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter where you're at, you know, you have that. As long as I'm breathing, you have that. And so that alone helped me get through it. And now, you know, fast forward, it's roughly like, 2 years and a little bit of change since that happened. And I can honestly say that I'm truly grateful that I didn't go through with it. And if you're going through the same thing, if you're depressed and you're thinking about ending your life, I promise you'll be super happy that you didn't do it as well. This life is so abundant. It's so wonderful. There's so many things that you haven't done yet. There's so many people you haven't touched. So many times you haven't smiled. You know what I'm saying? So many, stories that you will have to tell. Like, it's so much to do in this life. Even in your 70s and 60s and 80s, like, you still have so much to do. There's so many people that's in their 80s that's still going on trips and stuff, still going to Cancun. Like, it's so much to do. And so before that year where I went through all that, I don't think I've ever really focused so much on my future grandkids. Like, it's on my mind constantly now, to where I want to be here to see my grandkids. And beforehand, it didn't cross my mind, because I probably would have never even got to that state to where I'm holding a gun in the garage, ready to let everything go, right? So now that's my focus. So if your focus on you isn't enough, please, man, just focus on somebody you love, somebody that you enjoy spending time with, somebody that you want to see in the future. Like, somebody you want to experience something with. Oh, I haven't been to, Australia yet. I want to do that with my wife. Like, I want to be here. I don't want her to have to do that by herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many factors that you could think about. I don't want my kids to have to bury me. I didn't want my wife to see my brains splattered on in the garage and have to be the one to clean that up. I don't want my kids to have to tell everybody throughout their life. When my little 11-year-old is in her 30s and they ask about her dad, they be like, yeah, my dad killed himself when I was 11. You know what I'm saying? And have people feeling sorry for her. Her growing up not having that man there to tell her every day that she's beautiful. To let her know that she don't have to take nothing from no man. Because you got somebody. You got somebody that's going to pay your bills if you need. That's going to take care of you if you need. That's going to make you smile like you have that. So you don't have to like beg a man to do that. Right? So, I'm really hoping that it does motivate some people to keep on going, man. Here it is 2 years later, and I honestly feel like 2025 can be the best year of my life. I feel like in 2025 I can become a millionaire. I can be able to take care of my wife's family, my family, like everybody, not just everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's amazing how your mind can like lie to you and tell you that things are way worse than they are. Because what the truth of the matter is, when I went through that stuff in 2022, if I would have thought about all the shit that I've been through before that, it wouldn't even seem that big. It would have seemed minute. But I didn't. All I could do is focus on the present. But I've been in a jail cell before, not knowing when I'm gonna get out. Lost my job, newborn son at home. Like, shit was bad. I got out of jail and the second time I seen my son, he was already 8 months. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a job. I didn't have nothing to give him. I couldn't buy him a stroller. You know? I didn't have nowhere to stay. I didn't have no money in the bank. Like, none of that. And I had a new son. So you really have to like take inventory of all the accomplishments that you made in life, all the things that you've been through, and understand that most likely whatever you're going through, it isn't as bad as what you've been through. All right? So I'm gonna end on this, man, because I know it's already been long-winded. Try to make sure that if you are feeling that way, number one is focus on people that you love. Understand that they would rather you be here. And number two, understand that to take your life is to be selfish. Because you're only thinking about yourself and your problems. You're not thinking about the people that love you that's going through those same problems with you. And now that you're gone, you're going to make those problems even worse. Whether you know it or not. Even if they have money and everything, like, it still can make those problems worse. And number three, I would say, is to just live in gratitude. You have so much to be thankful for. Just waking up is a blessing. Just waking up is something that people take for granted that you don't even realize you have no control over. Like, you can set an alarm, right? And your alarm could kind of wake you up, but you still don't have a control over you waking up. You don't go outside your body and press a button for you to wake up. That's a blessing. That's God giving you another day. So just understand that, man. If you can live in gratitude, if you can be grateful, if you can understand that just being able to hear is a blessing, because so many people don't hear. So many people have, that's deaf. To be able to see, because having sight isn't something that you asked for. It isn't something that's only given to great people. You know what I'm saying? It's a gift. It's a gift. Some people are born without sight. Being able to stand up. Some people have issues standing, right? Some people have issues with their legs. Some people have, blood clots, and it's all kind of, it's so many blessings that you have to realize. And once you realize that, like, your whole life will change. So whenever I get back into that depressive state, like, and I still have my times, I focus completely on what I'm grateful for, and how every day it's literally hundreds of things you could be grateful for. When I open my refrigerator, having a fridge full of food, I'm so grateful for that. We didn't have that growing up. My mom didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? My mom was a single mother on welfare. No education. She didn't have that. She didn't have a car. My mom never had a car. She had to drive a bus everywhere she went. So for me to have a car is a blessing. For me to have food in my refrigerator is a blessing. For my kids to be happy and to smile every day is a blessing. For them to even wake up. So many people buried their kids today. You'll be surprised how many kids die. People always think about adults. Man, kids die every day. But my kids woke up. All three of them woke up today. I'm so grateful for that. So, like I said, I don't want to keep it long, man. But I really hope this inspires somebody, and really hope that it helps somebody make it through another day, man. Just take it day by day, and every day, if you're grateful for what you have, grateful for the people that you love, grateful for their lives, grateful for them even waking up, grateful for them being able to talk to you, your life will change. I'll get into other steps that'll help you, like, get past that, but your life will change, man. For real. So look, I'm not gonna keep you guys. Like I said, I really hope that this motivates someone, that I really hope that this helps somebody. Please comment, subscribe, man. It helps me understand that I'm actually helping people, man. That's all I really want to do. Like, I don't expect money from this. I expect me to help people. I expect that my kids one day will go back and look at these videos and be like, man, my daddy's dropping knowledge. If for some reason something happens to me and I'm not there for them while they're older, at least they could go through these videos and see that I'm providing value. I'm trying to help them as well. So a lot of times when I'm speaking to the camera, I'm speaking to my kids as well, my older kids, like once they get older, like my future kids. You know what I'm saying? So just understand, I really want to help as many people as possible. So even if you know somebody that's going through depression or going through something and you think that this video might help them, please share it. It would mean the world to me, right? If I could help just one person make it through this and not take themselves away from their family, it would be such a blessing to me, right? So like I said, I'm gonna let you guys go. I love you guys.